What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Chasing Daylight podcast. We got a packed house, you can see. Trey's joining us. Got Joe. Jeremy's back from sick leave. Dan's in the house. It is Ryder Cup, but I got to rep UNLV because I got a winning record right now, and I don't know how long it's going to last. So I got to roll with it while I can. But this episode is all about the Ryder Cup. The 2023 Ryder Cup over in Europe. The USA team is going for back-to-back wins. There's been a lot of, I don't know if you want to call it controversy about this Ryder Cup with the picks that were made. Definitely the live actions going on have put a little bit of a cloud over this because some people think some players should be here. I'm not one of those, but
I think that's on both sides, honestly.
Yeah, the USA side and the Ryder and the Europe team. So, how you all doing this evening?
Doing great. How are you doing,
Jeremy? You over your cold?
Yeah, good. The petri dish that is my 6-year-old child brought that home for me. So
nice. Yes. We love our kids for those reasons.
Yes.
Joe, Trey, you guys made it back from San Diego, I see. Nice and safe.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
I found out there was a persimmon muscle back here. Like right here. Yeah.
From trying to swing it too hard or the flex of the shaft hitting you in the back?
Just fucking whipping, bro. It just fucking just whips.
I realized after I toe slapped the first one on my first haul, I was like, man, fuck this. Give me my 3 iron.
You should have seen Trey just like going after it and just fucking knuckle toe swinger. Like
I'm sure that the head was probably still behind him as his hands are 6 inches past the ball.
I get to right here in my downswing, and the 3-wood head was almost in the Pacific Ocean. It lagged behind so much.
I will say it was very fun hitting those persimmons. I mean, I've hit a couple times, but it was a lot of fun. I hit it really good. I was able to shape it like a shit ton, which was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Trey had his first Portillo's experience, which I know when we were gone, it hit the news and baby's crying in the background. But hopefully we get one here soon because the news was all about it.
Oh, bro, beef and Chad.
Yeah,
let me get that sandwich, bro.
Trey took a bite and he's like, "Oh."
When the minute that gets there, I'm gonna go get that to go. I'm gonna put it in a hot pan and just press it down. Get like a crispy bun.
Little crispiness.
It was so good. So we traveled out there and we played Temecula Creek with Mark. Shout out Mark. It's like I'm saying. I know he listens and
dude, great photos, by the way.
He does great work. But we played Temecula Creek, which was a little boring. The front 9 was kind of flat and boring. The back 9 was better. Could have been a little longer. But I'm sure Trey would probably be dying to tell this story. So I'll let Trey take this story real quick.
Well, hang on. But before we get into that, let me just do a couple business things. So the interview with Patrick Lindsay from Shriners, that's going to be out on Friday. So everybody mark your calendars for that. I want to thank everybody that is on YouTube for hopping in. We're slowly growing our subscription numbers, but man, share it. Let everybody know. We there's no reason why we shouldn't have more people tuning into the show. And I think that's it.
Yeah, we're answering your questions too. So tell your homies, like, let's make this engaging and, tune in every Monday at 8:30. Like we're here and we're in the chat and we'll see you and we'll mention you or got any questions, let us know.
Yep, Jed's tuning in right now. Thanks so much, man. Yep. Appreciate you hopping on. So yeah, if you got any questions or you got any comments, we Joe's man in the chat to let us know when something comes through. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right, that's it. That's all I got. So go ahead and get back to your trip.
Trey, go for it.
All right, so I had an Asian Karen moment, and it was not this Asian, another one. So what was it, like 3rd, 4th hole, something like that, Joe? 5th hole?
Yeah,
par 5, I had
4 or 5.
Yeah, par 5, I had maybe 245, 250 in, so I take out the 3 iron, and no warm up. Range was closed. Maybe hit like 2 range balls. and I catch it a little off the heel, a little close to the hosel, but off the heel. And there's probably 60-ish yards between the green and the next tee, and the group's like walking towards that next tee. Well, I mean, they're walking away, so I'm walking up to my ball ready to hit, send it, and starts going towards one guy. You know, 3 people I'm playing with, Joe included, obviously. Far! I'm waving right. I'm like, look, bro, ball coming to the right. Like, you see this big guy waving at you. And hits his leg on the way down. Like, doesn't one hop it, but just hits his leg on the way down. And, you know, I dropped Joe off to hit his ball. I was like, all right, fuck, let me talk. And he goes like full Karen on me.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, I walk up to him, you know, I'm a little concerned, just make sure he's okay. I was like, dude, like, sorry I hit you. Like, are you okay? He's like, no, I'm not okay.
Yeah, that was him.
Like, no, I'm not okay. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, not okay. He like lifted up his pant leg, and the bruise is like, you know,
golf ball
the
size.
size of a golf ball. Golf ball size.
Yeah,
I've been hit by a golf ball, and I've been hit by a golf ball in the leg before. Every time I've gotten hit by a golf ball, I just laughed my ass off because it was the funniest shit ever. And then he's like, he asked me for my ID. He's like, if anything bad happened to me, my lawyer will call you.
I don't think he was
like,
Japanese though. You're doing Japanese, Trey.
Whatever. I don't really care.
Anyway, Trey dropped me off, right?
Right.
So, and then I'm like, I hit my shot up to the green, which I think we both birdied that hole, which was great.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up my ball, threw it at me. I actually dropped it where he picked it up and got up and down, but I gave him my number and.
But it was a few minutes, right? So I roll up there and like, I'm like, oh, let me just go up. So Trey's not alone or whatever because he's been there too long, like for this situation. I roll up and he's like, well, I'm going to talk to my lawyer, and you'll be hearing from him if there's something more to this.
Oh,
you fucking
Lord.
piece of trash.
I'm like, you fucking guy. Like,
did you hook him up with your boy, Joe?
No, I did not.
I just
shout out Pacific Law Injury.
Yeah, there we go.
I've been hit by a golf ball like 3 times. And the 3 times I've been hit by a golf ball, I laughed my ass off because it was the funniest shit. I didn't even think something like that was possible based on where I was standing when I hit a golf ball.
Yeah.
And I'm 250 yards out. Luckily, it didn't get the 150 mile an hour that was measured on swing speed or ball speed. It just caught it on the way down. But I looked it up, dude. Like,
if he caught Dan's drive, he might have been dead because that's the low sting. But
yeah, right,
dude. Like, it was like literally like just like right next to his fucking leg muscle, like his quad muscle, and I'm like, dude, that's.
And he was walking. He was fine, but he called the pro shop. Pro shop came out like to like the assistant pro, and they were like, asking questions, and they're like, you did everything right. Just like, there's nothing here, like.
Yeah, he was like, he just goes, all right, so just kind of fill me in on the situation. I told him exactly what I told you. I yelled I waved out to the right, and the guy looked at me. He's like, well, you did what you were supposed to do, and I don't see any problem here. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Trey handled it well. They couldn't do anything about it. Like, he's on a golf course. Yeah. Like, you got hit by a golf ball. That shit happens. You yell forward.
You're on a golf course. You're on a golf course where every green is by the tee.
Yeah.
Did I hit not a good shot? Sure, but it happens. It's golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you stopped walking on the way there, and I'm yelling I'm waving my big ass body over to the right, like, pay the fuck attention.
Yeah, it was interesting, but
I wonder how many, if there's like a number of how many people each day get hit with a golf ball on the golf course.
I mean, I hit Dan in the head.
I was gonna say, did you get
the first time
did you get served yet, Joe? My lawyer should be in contact with you.
No. Okay. Yeah, I've been waiting. I've been dodging them. I got the cam at the front door. I'm like, slip out the back door.
This is why we need your boy to sponsor the podcast, because you could have just walked right up to that guy and go, "We're sponsored by an attorney."
Yeah. But it was interesting. Great story. Temecula Creek was cool. Front 9 boring, but after that we hit up. We ran down to Goat Hill, and what an awesome event the Kingdom was. Put on by Ken Kelly and
It was a great event.
Yeah, the King Collective. It was so Goat Hill. I mean, I've mentioned it before. I love Goat Hill, but it was so cool to meet all the people. Everybody. It was kind of like it, like when you go to Bandon and it's like everyone loves golf. It was kind of like that kind of vibe, but at Goat Hill Park. Like I know Mike. We met Mike out there. He's in the chat right now. Shout out Mike. If I do another shirt, I got one for you. But it was super cool. A lot of really cool people. Like just vibes, man. Shout out, like just vibes. And on my favorite thing that we did out there on Sunday, it was just kind of like a free for all because the course was closed down for us. We played like in a 16, player kind of like a 16 sim basically for a few holes, and then we broke off and then we started creating our own holes. We were like hitting over holes and like creating our own holes like we were playing Tommy D, Cord Crenshaw kind of situation, and just from here to there, let's go. That was a lot of fun.
That was my favorite part right there. Like, because for me, that's something that like is not normal.
You can't do that. You just can't do that.
Typically. You can't really do that anywhere unless you rent out the whole place, which it was until like 1:00 on Sunday. And we ended up playing like 5 or 6 holes. I mean, we're standing on the green, finishing one hole, and we're like, hey, we're going to go over there, hit it over there. We're going to go over here, then hit it there. I'm like, how many
people were on the course because typically you get a lot of people going cross country like that. You're bound to run into some mess. But so how many?
I would say Sunday morning was about half.
Yeah. So there was I think there was 33 players on Saturday, something like that. And then so it was probably like 16, 20 out there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we pretty much played like started on the back nine. We played the first like 5 or 6 holes in that 16 some alternate shot with 8 twosomes pretty much. And then we broke off for that cross country action and then played like 5 or 6 of those, played 2 more, and then we bounced.
Yeah, it was really cool, like just to meet. Like I know there's a couple guys out there that like I have chatted with on Instagram with a couple times, and just to meet them in person and them actually be cool. When you meet people, sometimes they're a little bit different, but it's like everyone was really dope. Met new people that I never heard of. I was kind of bummed that when we were playing the cross country shit, like I was like, let's go down from where were we at? I think we were on like 16. I was like, let's hit from this box down to 10, and everyone's like, that's too far.
I think it was 9.
That's too far.
I think that carry though, because we were using our normal clubs at that point, but I think the carry was still like
it was 230. It was 230 to the net, so it was like 200 carry. But we could have made it a par 7. We were making our own course.
I wish we should have done that. That would have been
7.
It was a shit ton of fun. Really good food, like catered food, like open bar, great raffles. I know there was auctions like with great shit. It was a lot of fun to meet some really cool people and build connections with others that truly love the game, and just like it was a lot of, and to hit Persimmon Woods, which I've never done before. It was awesome.
Was it competitive at all? Like, was there like a winner or that type of thing?
Not for this guy. Joe made some money in skins on Saturday afternoon, but I definitely did not go there with competing in mind. Like I went there kind of like brain off, like kind of going through the motions, just enjoying the time. Like, I smoked a little bit, drank a little bit, and like that was just like, for me, it was just like, let's just chill out and just network with some people and meet some good people. And, it was good to make some connections with people almost like all over the country, like different parts of the country.
Yeah, there was a bit of a like competition aspect to it on Saturday, but like nobody really took it that serious, and no surprise, Ryan won everything basically there. But
best 9 in America,
best 9 in America. But no, I did win a skin, and someone made an albatross on like the 3rd hole of the day. Shout out Jeremy. He's up in San Francisco. He was really cool, and it was a shit ton of fun, man. I totally would do it again.
Lots of Circle T's and lambs.
A lot of Bandon hats and Bandon bags, and and shit like that. We played glow ball also, which I've never done.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's crazy. I started that the segment on why golf, why do you love golf, and it is a very similar answer for a lot of people. But at the same time, when you, no offense to you guys, because I love playing golf with each and every one of you, but when you get
fucking asshole. I'm kidding.
Who
No
invited
offense,
him?
but you all suck.
no,
But he knows our answer for the most part.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm ultimately getting at, not relation to the segment I'm starting, is when you meet people that come from different backgrounds that play the game that you do, because even the five of us have a different background on how we started the game and why we keep playing it. But you meet people that are like, I had never met people that were so into golf photography when I was there. Like there was, probably 3, 4, 5 guys that had the big cameras and taking a bunch of photos and stuff like that. Like it's just different to see now, like how people love the game differently, but at the same, same
Different
but
aspects. Yeah.
yeah, it's just different aspects. Like so some people play to like collect all the gear and do all of that and go to those kind of things. And then I'm talking, like the crazy thing is Dan and Jeremy, you guys would probably know more than I would, but talking to some of these guys from different parts of the country, they're playing this course and that course, this course, and hell, I found out about Paco Ridge in New Mexico. I didn't
Yes.
know
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
number one public
It's
golf
gonna be
course
a
there. I'm
trip
like,
at some
well,
point.
shit, now I got to go there.
Shout out Pins and Passports.
Yeah. Shout out Barrels for telling us about that. And then I told a couple of guys I never played an Alistair McKenzie, and they looked at me like I was a retard.
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to tell Dan. So Barrels, Mike, Pins and Passports, he's like, you need to go play Northwood. Like, let me know. And he also said
They'll join us,
Yokadehi
yeah.
was incredible.
Know it.
So yeah, we gotta get
So
up
yeah,
there.
I mean, when you play with people like that aren't from the same area you are, or even live where you live, and you hear about the places they've played, like it's just different. Like there's so many people, were talking about this course and that course, and I'm sure Joe knew most of it, if not all of it. But for me, I was just like,
Is Northwood the one that
It's the
Eric Anders
9-hole
Lang did that
McKenzie.
little?
Yeah. He said you have to play
That
early in
place-
the morning, and
That place
because
is
all the fog.
amazing.
Mhm.
And I told him, I was like,
oh,
I'm sure it's like walking through a golfer's journal magazine. And he's like, exactly.
Yep.
oh yeah, probably.
Yep.
And it's crazy. Like I am considering getting my camera back from my cousin in Florida, but a lot of these guys, they just kind of have their camera ready to go to snap some good photos while they're playing. And obviously we do that with our phone. And shout out Barrels too for kind of give us some cheat codes on the video settings and stuff like that on our phone. But it's just different to see the photos that you can take with a really good camera compared to a phone camera.
Yeah.
And I never even thought about just kind of carrying it with me because, before last year, it was doing a nice par of those stuff, so everything was on video. But I never even thought about just like, you catch a good glimpse of the flag and the light, or your homies standing here or there. So it's definitely something to
Yes.
consider.
And speaking of
Of
photographers,
course, now,
Mark was
some
able
of
to come out
some
too.
of those, yeah, some of those guys. Yeah, I know. Joe was saying, I think Barrel's camera was like a $3,000 lens or some shit.
They all had
Ready
Leicas,
to-
which I'm sure, Matt, you know Leica.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, they had Leicas. And
Leica M7.
yeah, so definitely
Euro trip.
some good shit. But one thing was we played the glow ball, and I took my shoes off, and I don't recommend going barefoot at Goat Hill in pitch black. It was cool, but shout out
is
my
that the
partner.
real
The
reason you're
funny-
not playing this weekend?
no,
The
Katie's
funny
not.
part,
But shout out my
the
partner
funny-
on that. Dad down the middle. He was cool too, man.
yeah, the funny part is like after the second 18 in the afternoon, like I was just done. Like I was tired. Like I don't want to golf anymore today. And I look at Joe, I was like, what do you want? He was like, well, I want to play, I want to play the glow ball. I was like, all right, cool. Like Ryan was playing too, so he caught a ride with Ryan. And I look at Joe and I'm sure I have, but it's been a minute. Like I haven't seen Joe like slurry before. So like when I
Whiskey
was
Joe?
I drank all day.
So I
I
was
haven't done
talking-
that since I was like 23.
So
did it in San
Well, I'm
Diego
leaving,
last
but-
year.
before I go back to the Airbnb, Joe's like, "Yeah, man, I just want to go play the night golf. I'm in for it, man. Yeah,
You know
I'm
me, I'm
like,
down.
all right, you're like,
I'm down. Soul
definitely,
golfing.
like, go for it.
Soul golfing.
Oh man,
It was a great
Funny.
time, man. It
like
really,
Hex was the deaf. Hex would be the soul golfer if that was a picture
Yeah,
of
he's my
soul
spirit
golfer on the
animal.
internet.
he was the man.
That dude's cool. As
He was like, you know, JR, you know, Brett, like, cause he's Random Golf Club. I think he like works with Eric. I'm not really sure, but I told him that, and he asked me what my name was like 4 times. Like, I'm sorry again. Which he just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
goes
so,
with the
like,
flow. He was like late, and he's just living, man. LIVIN. You know, just
Oh, for sure, for
He's-
sure. He showed up. I was like, he showed up on the second hole on Saturday morning, and I told him, I was like, yeah, you know, you made us a par on the first hole. He's like, oh man, that's fantastic. I know I was good at this game.
yeah,
And he had the persimmon putter too, like all the way down to the shaft,
yeah, and
like a hickory putter.
Jacob Pebble Caddy. So I was trying to hook him up with Scotty up there, like just all walks of life, man. It was a lot of fun. I know we got to talk Ryder Cup, which is probably going to also take 45 hours, but it was a lot of
We
fun.
won't.
Definitely would be down to do it again. And shout out to everyone I met. It was just a vibe, and it was like totally
Yeah.
my jam. Like, you know,
That's
it
what
was
I
like,
said. Joe was telling me about it in a text message. I'm like, dude, that just sounds like your jam.
Yeah, you know,
Oh, and it had Hitting Greens jam all over
Yeah.
it.
yeah, it was a lot of fun, dude. It was a lot of fun.
All right. So, did anybody watch the Solheim Cup? I know you guys
Nope,
were out of
just-
town.
I know Mark
Just
did because
Lexi Shank.
Mark was giving us the updates. Really, that was what Mark's job was. He was like, "Someone aced this." He was telling us. We didn't watch much at all.
Okay. So here's my big question, I guess you could say. Do you like a tie being a conclusion to an event like the Solheim Cup and the Ryder Cup?
No.
Thank you. I hate the fact that you cannot beat somebody and win. I get it that, hey, you have it. They have to beat you to take it from you. But if you don't beat them, I don't think you should. Dude, this is my suggestion. If it's tied after the singles matches, the 2 clubhouses congregate, the players pick one person from each team, they go out and they have sudden death playoff.
Yeah, I think there has to be some level of that, but at the same time, it was that Ryder Cup in what was it, the late '80s or early '90s with Jack and Gary or something like that
Concession.
had the tie at concession. And I think I don't know anything before that without doing some research, but that kind of started like ties being acceptable.
I don't like it.
But when you're running in teams of 12, you're going to have a tie eventually, because of the even numbers. So I don't know.
Jeremy,
What should happen?
no.
What should happen is the coaches, like the captains, go out sudden.
That would be
they're
interesting.
it's Luke Donald versus Zach Johnson. I mean, arguably 2 of the more accurate players in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not edge of your seat TV drama though.
Yeah, I just think that like they build up the Ryder Cup and the Solheim Cup as a rivalry, and then it ends in a tie. It's like, what? Maybe the tie is the classy thing to do, is just keep it, whatever. But when you have a rivalry and you're trying to draw interest into that, you need to have a tiebreaker.
I mean,
You need to have a winner.
it's hard to say because you didn't beat them.
Yeah,
No.
The USA team did not lose. I mean,
Who retained the cup?
they didn't bring home the cup, but they didn't lose. They played them even. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
it's like,
Well, Nelly Corden shouldn't have lost either.
it's like, do you ever want to see a football game or anything end in a tie? Nobody wants
No.
that.
the NFL hasn't figured that out yet either.
Well, at least they like go extra a little bit.
They try.
You know.
They try.
They try. But yeah, I mean, even hockey's figured it out. Shout out the Stanley Cup champions starting their new season here soon.
That's right. Go Knights, go!
No, there should be a clear-cut winner.
I mean,
and if you got to stay till Monday, you got to stay till Monday. Like Tiger and Rocco played all day Monday to figure out a champion.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would love to see them go back out there. Take 3 teams. 3 matches, 2 matches, just something. A 1 or a 3 match, a 3-hole playoff, or just let's go play. Match play until someone wins.
Yeah, I agree.
I just
alternate shot playoff. I think that's what it should be.
Ooh.
With 3 players.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, or just rotate the whole team all shot all the way through until someone's.
Oh, like 9 holes.
Yeah. Or until someone's
9 holes.
Or till someone's
alternate
wins.
shot, all 12
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consecutively. That would be bitching.
That would be fun to watch.
Yeah, because then you can't pick the best players to play in it. The whole team's got to play. That would be dope.
That would be entertaining.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be sick.
All right.
Dan, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, watching a tie kind of sucks, but it's been like this for a long time. It's a race to a certain number, and unfortunately the number for the European team was 14 and USA got 14 and a half and they got to that number first. So, I mean, it sucks seeing a tie, but like I said, it is what it is. It's a race and they fell a little short.
I just want to do a quick PSA.
Uh-oh.
The Scotty D is in the chat.
What?
Isn't that wild?
Holy shit, he finally actually clicked on the link that I sent him. Only been sending him it for a month. Dance off. Have a dance off. That would be awesome.
Yeah, Scott, you got to hit up Jacob, man. He's awesome up there in Pebble with you.
I think have the caddies play a hole. There you go.
Yeah. That would be cool with a square strike. Like Scott.
I'd put Xander's caddy in there for sure. Because they played in college together.
Okay, so
to the main event.
This Ryder Cup is taking place in it's Marco Simone Golf and Country Club in Rome. The USA is the current holder of the cup. They won in record fashion back in 2021 with a 19-9 victory. Wasn't even close. Now, a lot of people are saying that this team, Greenlee is one of them, saying that this team is going to get smoked. Jeremy has kind of been on I think there's going to be some surprises. Mm-hmm. I'm really not sure yet what I think is going to happen. But some of the players that were on that team that are not on this team, you guys know who they are? There's 5 of them.
Dustin, Bryson,
Cantley.
No, he's
on this. He's on this.
Oh,
Harris English.
Yeah.
Harris English.
Yeah.
All right, tell us.
Tony.
Yep. Which I would have picked.
And the last one?
Yeah, right.
Anybody? Daniel Berger.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, the Berger, low cutter.
So the players that weren't, or the players that were not on that team, no, how do I want to phrase this? This Ryder Cup team, guys that were on it last year, or the last event, is Scotty Scheffler, Patrick Cantley, Xander Schauffele, Koepka, Jordan Spieth, Colin Morikawa, and Justin Thomas.
Right.
So we have 5 guys that were not there. That's Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon, Max Homa, Sam Burns, Ricky Fowler.
Right.
So Dustin Johnson, Trey and I were talking about this before everybody hopped on. You know what his record was last year? Or last Ryder Cup?
Yeah, he did really well, right? Was he like
5-0? 5-0. Bryson was 2-0-1. Tony Finau was 1-2. Harris English 1-2, and Daniel Berger was 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not a big fan of the Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon. I get why they're
Well,
there.
I mean,
Yeah, they earn their way. I mean, like,
they
yeah, I
earned their
don't.
way.
Here's the when it comes to Wyndham Clark, he won Memorial and he won the U.S. Open. Two very hard golf tournaments,
Totally.
and when it comes to that, when it comes to Wyndham Clark, on Friday and Saturday, I'm playing him 3 out of 4 times, and he's got to be with a veteran because he's going to be jacked up. Those 194 ball speeds are probably going to be sniffing 200 in Europe because he's going to be jacked. However, I think he plays without fear.
Well, he's better.
Yeah.
He's better than Rory McIlroy, supposedly. I guess so.
Well, I mean that's
Which is what he
there's
said.
going to be a lot. When it comes to people saying stuff like that, this is my opinion on it.
Yeah,
If you don't think that way, then
I
why
agree.
are you even
I
playing?
agree.
Yeah.
But
Everybody shit on Patrick Reed for that, though.
I get it, but if he doesn't hold up his end of the bargain, he's gonna get shit on.
well, time will tell.
Exactly. But
However, I think
but you have to think that way,
I
and that's what
think-
made Tiger great because he thought he could win every single tournament. So
No. He knew he could win every turn.
well, you know
Right.
what I'm saying.
And I feel that for especially guys for like him, like it's a big deal you have to think that way. And right now, Rory is, he's been one of the hottest players in the world the last handful of years. He's always been consistent. Some of the majors obviously is, suspect.
I did see something like, so who do you think has the most pressure on them for this Ryder Cup?
On both sides.
Either side. What's the player that is playing in Europe or USA who has the most pressure?
I think
I
Justin
think we already
Thomas.
know that. Yes, that's the answer.
Ooh.
So that's what some
However-
people said, but other people said Rory.
I think Rory, but
Well, if you were to
I
pick
also
one
think
from
Ricky
each.
Fowler.
One
Yeah,
from
yeah,
each, but
yeah.
one player.
I would say it'd be more Justin Thomas than Rory McIlroy personally. I mean that's only my opinion. However, I understand that Justin Thomas pick because with that Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth pick, those three they're the three amigos. So as far as the locker room is concerned,
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of pressure is going to be on Scotty Scheffler. I mean, he was a captain's pick at the
Spieth.
last Ryder Cup,
Mhm.
God says speed.
and he has been dominating the PGA Tour. He lapped the field in points for this, and
well,
I don't know. I think he's like the star. I mean, there's other players that have been around longer and
Right.
have more wins and have a wealthier career.
right.
But I'm like, he's the number one player for the USA team, and
Well, here's the thing when it comes to that, points wise, it's how much money they make. That's what the points are considered on the US side. So he's made $25 million the last 2 years without any bonuses or anything. So it's bound to happen that he's definitely going to get picked. And I said it 2 years ago, for him getting the pick and then winning that singles and winning like he did in 2021 in the Ryder Cup, that was his coming out party. And look what's happened the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And the big thing is, especially this year, he's number one in almost every category.
Except fucking putting because he's
Except
trash.
Well, he's been with Phil Kenyon since the season was over. So
Okay, prediction.
knows what
Quick
can happen.
prediction.
super stroke on
Scotty
his
Scheffler's gonna have a putt to win the Ryder Cup, and he's gonna fucking push it right.
Ooh.
He'll lip it out
maybe.
for sure. Which putter is he using? That's what I want to know. Did he,
He's got the Scott.
And Europe wins.
Scotty Scheffler misses a putt to lose the Ryder Cup.
Damn.
I mean, hopefully he's got his putting dialed in, right? But
Scheffler lips and Europe sips.
I think Europe is such a sleeper team that, like, you got Sepp Straka over there. I just think Hovland, who just is on a heater. You got Rory, who's been
Yeah.
there a bunch of times. I mean, you're missing
I will.
Serge.
I will
but
say
I
this:
think they're such a sleeper.
that I have a feeling, and it's probably definitely going to happen, that Luke Donald's going to put the Swedish guys together in Aberg and
Ludwig.
Hovland.
Yeah, and
And
Aberg is no slouch,
That
man.
dude's. I mean, that dude's swing is redonkulous. It's so money. I mean, I know he's never played in real big events. Obviously, he's just a rookie. But I believe for a guy like him, another coming out party. You know, maybe not majors and what Scotty Scheffler's done, but I would say if he's the kind of player that rises to the occasion like Scotty Scheffler did between 23 and 25, you could very well see 5 to 8 worldwide wins.
So the USA team has 4 rookies: Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon, Max Homa, and Sam Burns.
I'm stoked for Max Homa, dude. Like,
Oh,
love to see Max
he's
Homa
gonna
on the
be
team.
just loving this. But the
Oh, yeah.
Europe team also has 4 rookies. Robert McIntyre, he's 27. Seb Straka's 30. Nikolai Hoesengaarden is 22.
Gardens.
And Ludwig Aberg is 23. So evenly matched on the rookies. Theirs are a few years younger than ours.
Yeah.
But this was a surprise to me. Anybody want to guess Ricky Fowler's Ryder Cup record?
7 and 12.
No.
6 and 10.
No.
6, 10, and 2.
3, 7, and 5.
Oh man.
Oh,
Damn.
damn.
Yeah, not exactly stellar. So
That's 5.5 points.
You know, I like. Well, I will say this. I don't know if you saw the post, but he played with Butch and Butch's brother as medalist from the front tees that they play, and he had 14 birdies.
well, he
Good
should.
warm up for it's a good warm up for the Ryder Cup.
I mean, I think so. Ricky has been there, right? So, and he has been heating up most of the year. I
Got his win.
I think he's found something. I mean, we haven't seen him in a while. Did he play he played in the championship, right?
Oh yeah.
And
He was-
we're a
yeah.
month off from that? 6 weeks
Mhm.
off from that?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure these guys put some work in. Play with Jordan a few times.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Play
all
some money
friends,
games down
obviously.
there.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
I don't hate Ricky being on the team. You know.
the locker room pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, totally.
Scotty D saying he didn't win a match until his 3rd Ryder Cup.
Ooh. Well, this isn't his first 2 Ryder Cup, so maybe he's aged well, like a fine Napa
Yeah,
over by you.
wine.
But the crazy thing is, when it comes to matches of this style, it's any given day.
Right.
I mean, we could talk about this stat and that record and this record, but much like unlike a stroke play event that happens every, you got 4 rounds to make up room or keep a lead or whatever. This is match play is every hole is a new opportunity, a new match, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even
So-
being on the home country of Europe, I mean, you have the access to just cut the course how you want. You get an advantage for it being
Absolutely, they do.
in your country. So,
Right.
and in France, Paris, was it in Paris? They played in France, right?
Mm-hmm.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was watching a video the other day how they, dialed it in. Like, the USA team from 125 was so good that they just pinched it in and forced them to not go in that area. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
you have control over that in a way. And how long has it been since US has won in
93.
Europe? Yeah, like 30 years. So,
Go ahead, Joe.
I just
Sorry.
think I think it's got Europe written all over it, and I don't think US should be the favorite on the betting.
They're not.
No, on the
don't
betting.
think they
They're
are.
on the betting. They are.
They're
Oh, they
the
are.
favorite.
But our
in the
sports book
books.
is, America is more sports book focused
than Europe.
So of course,
Yeah.
because they're going to get their money, you know.
Yeah,
But I'm placing $87,000 on Europe tomorrow. So let's take a trip.
I watched the Marco Simone Golf Digest tour twice.
Yeah.
And honestly, they can set it up in their favor, but I don't think it'll be in their favor. That golf course is winds and cuts, and you know, you look at some courses and you can see where holes kind of Rory favors because he hits the high draw. Same with John Rahm with the high fade. But I don't think there's going to be much of a setup that's going to favor U.S. over not, because I feel that the 21 team had a lot of bombers in it.
True.
You know,
and these aren't all bombers.
This one,
DJ, Bryson, Brooks, Finau.
Right.
Yeah.
These ones aren't,
Daddy.
you know, a lot of these guys on the USA team aren't necessarily bombers.
Brian Harmon included.
Brian, I completely agree.
I mean, we're talking about Brian Harmon.
I mean, you think it. I think when you look at a Brian Harmon or even a Max Homa,
yeah,
you know, I think they could ball strike the fuck out of this golf course. And
Scotty
after
too.
watching it, watching it twice, I don't think it's necessarily going to cater to bombers. It's going to cater to the people that put themselves in favorable positions into the green, because from what I saw in the 2 times I watched that tour, the second shot golf course.
I think you pair like Scotty with like an incredible putter. Like is Scotty with like Ricky or like even
yeah, I would say you're putting Scotty with
because Scotty is like for the year last year he was the striker. Harmon. He was the striker of the year.
Right.
So how in your guys' opinion, and I'll focus this towards Trey, Dan, and Jeremy. No offense, Joe, or to myself. But how much does guys that play 2 different balls playing alternate shot, how much does that affect them?
Well,
on that level,
I think they on
that level,
I think they've probably been like messing around with that idea a little bit, but I think that's a tough thing that a lot of people don't think about because they know what to expect with the ball that they're playing.
Yeah.
That
do you
probably
pair
a little
Scotty
bit
with Colin Morikawa? You know, because they're both TaylorMade guys. Do you, or I don't know,
Ricky's
if Scotty's playing. Yeah, that's true. But Max is Titleist. Wyndham Clark, he's a Titleist guy, isn't he? Or is he PXG? Or who knows?
No,
I don't think it's a determining factor on pairings, but I think there's probably definitely a little bit of thought put into how shots are going to be different.
Because I mean, that's got to be on the alternate shot. You got, you know, a 160-yard shot into a tight green, and you're used to your ball doing this, and you don't know what this ball is going to do compared to. I mean, you probably do.
Yeah, but how deep do they go into it? Like, do they have multiple sets of clubs, like where the loft is like a degree different or something? You doubt it, like for this day, because you're playing a different ball. Like, is it
right?
Could it be that intricate because you're going to get more spin or less spin? So we change the loft on your 9 iron or on your driver or whatever. But if you're teeing off though, you're playing your ball. So if you're going to hit the next shot like 125, like are we going to change your 9 iron?
No.
I mean,
you could change it essentially before a round. You could. Very well.
You could. And Scotty, being the great iron player that he is, if he's not teeing off, he may say to whoever's he's
Scott
playing
says
with,
no,
hey,
but
hit my ball.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, you could. I mean, it's possible, and that's why they spent that week out there for a practice round. And I guarantee you, all 12 of them hit all the other guys' golf balls into every green.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
At least I would.
Or because they know the pairings at this point. They're going to hit the ball into the green. I'm sure Zach Johnson knows who he's pairing, and he's probably told them.
Yeah, I would say do not mess with Cantlay and Schauffele. Keep them together all 4 rounds because they're best of bros. I would say Justin and Jordan are probably going to get paired together maybe in 2 out of the 4 matches, maybe even more.
Yeah.
The Morikawa Dustin Johnson in 21 was good because they both played TP5 and they both played TaylorMade and they both hit a high fade,
Yeah.
or a fade in general. I don't know. I would say, I want to say that Sam Burns and Morikawa could be a solid pairing.
See that.
Um,
And also, Scotty D says, I'm assuming he's saying no to them bending their clubs.
yeah,
But
I don't.
it's hard
they're
to
only-
bend a square strike, right? It'd probably snap, wouldn't it?
Jesus,
Would it
man.
not?
Hollow core technology.
This is what I will say is they're not going
Love
to,
you,
they
bro.
wouldn't change loft because they know what their club's doing at that loft. And these
True.
guys are so aware and so good at their craft that they could do it with any ball.
Yeah, they can adjust.
They may have to hit the ball a few more times to kind of say, hey, like, the Pro V1 is going to go a little bit lower compared to TP5X or Pro V1X or the Strixon.
And they have the best of the best. Like Titleist is probably there telling them, like, your spin is this. You're probably going to lose this much, or you're going to gain this much, or whatever it is.
It's not even Titleist doing that. They've got launch monitors for that.
Yeah, I know.
They will bring their launch monitor on the golf course in a practice round and say, hey, Colin, let me borrow your ball and see what kind of spin what the spin looks like at this one or whatever.
But even at this level, like they could potentially have like the engineers of the golf ball there, like the scientists.
Not if it's from that factory in Japan.
Yeah.
Or Taiwan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes and no.
I'm just saying it's a big deal. Like they go all out. That's basically
I completely agree, but at the same time, I feel that they are the best players in the world. Arguably 24 of the best players in the world.
All right, so
Brian Harmon included.
Damn, y'all are shitting on the Open champion.
No, Brian.
Damn,
I was just talking about. You said there's not a lot of bombers on this team, and I was like,
no,
there's
I say
not a bomber on this team.
I'm just saying Brian Harmon is included in this. That's all I'm saying.
No, I completely agree, and I think he could come away with like a 3-1 record. Very possible.
I would love to see Brian Harmon.
People underestimate
fucking all out and zero losses.
People underestimate hitting fairways and greens is the name of the game, and that's what he's done his whole career. And he's kept a card for how long? And I think, look what happened. That dude made everything inside of 10 feet at the British Open.
Yeah,
that he did.
He's gonna, and when you do that this week, you're gonna win a lot.
All right. So, is there anybody from the 2021 Ryder Cup team that is not on this team that you would swap out for the captain's picks?
Dustin Johnson.
You would take Dustin Johnson right now?
Yes.
Jeremy?
Athlete.
If there was anyone, it would probably be DJ, but also considering Bryson. I know that's not a popular opinion, but
Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, probably DJ of those groups, but I don't know. I haven't really been following him too much, so I don't even know if he's playing well, if he's in good form or what, but yeah, probably DJ.
Joe?
I think you take Sam Burns out and you put Keegan in. That, I mean, we've said that before in the past. I mean, I think that's what it is. I mean, obviously, I know there's been a lot of shit on social media this week with Bryson, like feeling he got snubbed, or I don't know if he really said he got snubbed, but a lot of people saying he should have been on the team. I think there's an advantage to that, but it's, Zach Johnson is in a tough spot in this situation, right? Like Brooks Koepka earned his way into it, like hardcore winning a major this year. So
yeah,
that's why he picked him. Yeah, almost two.
So Scott, just because he shot a 58 doesn't mean he gets on the Ryder Cup. Stop it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bryson would not be a bad idea because he's been there before, as well as DJ. I don't think DJ's playing fantastically on Live. I'm not sure.
He's won 2 events. I think one of them's fairly recent.
Yeah. But Bryson is on a hot streak. I mean, and it's hard because if you're the captain, like, how do you find that peak, moment? Like Bryson is on a peak moment right now currently. But he wasn't, he only had one at that point, I think. But I think the biggest snub is Keegan Bradley, picking Sam Burns and not picking Keegan, because Sam Burns hasn't played great second half of the year. But
But he is
Keegan's
the match play champion.
He is the match play champion. But
I've always been in favor that in a match play tournament, you have to pick the match play champion, unless the rest of their year was ass. But
yeah,
I think Sam Burns. I think a Sam Burns
the last half
and
of his year was
Sepp Straka singles match would be solid, because they both can. Watching TV and watching the events, they both make birdies in bunches, and they kind of play a little similar games. That's just one singles match that I would say that could happen.
Now, see, so I think he probably put in like it was probably like JT or Keegan, right? Because they have that like locker room power, like that fire there, right?
Right.
So like he probably took JT over Keegan, but since he took JT, he took someone else. If he took Keegan, who knows who he would have picked in that situation. But I just think JT and like Keegan are like locker room. Like I think Keegan would have just killed the energy. He would have been like, let's fucking go. Let's do this. And JT's going to provide that a little bit. He's going to provide it, of course, along with Bones. Bones' knowledge, of course, is going to be fantastic. But I don't know. I would have loved to see Keegan on this one, because I know he really wanted it from everything that we've seen. I know he really wanted it. And
his Ryder Cup
I'm just trying to hype him up so he can invite me to play
what year was that? One day. What year was that where he did an unpack?
Is that Medina?
Yeah, I think Medina? So. I think so.
So is that 16?
Medina was like 2012 or 2010. 14.
Or, I don't remember. I just know he's been.
I remember 2010 was the Mahan meltdown.
Okay, so 2012 it was at Medina. And
that's when Roy was late to the tee time and still won.
What did Keegan do?
Dan, you're saying too much, bro. You're talking way too much.
Yeah, Keegan was 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to seen him there.
Well, and here's a crazy thing too. On the Europe side, they didn't pick the Italian Open champion who won at that golf course. Adrian
Moronk.
Yeah, and he finished. He's like top 5 in the Euro status or Euro Tour.
He won like 3 times
or
this year on
whatever.
the European Tour.
Yeah, like and if you have a guy that won on the on the course that you're playing for the Ryder Cup or President's Cup that year, like to not go with him that's a tough choice.
Yeah, he was 11th in the standings for. He was fifth in the standings.
Moronk?
Yeah.
Because they picked Shane Lowry, which Shane Lowry's a dog. Like he can just drain it from everywhere at some point. But you look at that versus somebody that played like Moronk has this year and won on Marco Simone for the Italian Open.
Dude, it's crazy looking at the European rankings, because the people that qualified, Rory, John Rahm, and Robert McIntyre 1, 2, and 3. They all had a ton of points, but then you've got 4 through 14. There was 2 captains picks in that, and then number 15, 18, and 23 qualified, all with way less points. So it's crazy how playing in PGA Tour events in the States helps guys get on the European Ryder Cup team. Because Victor Hovland, Terrell Hatton, and Matt Fitzpatrick, that was 15, 18, and 23. And you got Yannick Paul, Adrian Moronk, Victor Perez, Rasmus Højgaard, Adrian Otegwa, Alexander Bjork, all ahead of those guys points-wise. It's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that picking Matt Fitzpatrick's brother would have been a good play too. I
I
would
think
have
so.
loved
He's
to
been
see
playing
the
well
fit.
too.
He's
Yeah.
been
Really
playing
well.
well, and he qualified for the British Open with that hell of a bunker shot, and played well at the British Open. And then putting the brothers in a 4-ball or foursomes or all 4 matches Friday and Saturday would have been kind of fun to see. That kind of that vibe of brothers. 'Cause I mean, maybe the Molinari brothers have done that in the past, but I think that'd be cool as hell to play with your brother in Ryder
Yeah,
Cup.
and they could
or
probably like
President's
really
Cup.
vibe really well and like know each other
Yeah.
really good.
I mean, that's my opinion.
All right, Jeremy, what's the details on the golf course that they're playing at?
It's par 71, just under 7,200 yards. But the views are incredible of Rome. A lot of the tourist spots, the historical houses and buildings, and the city in the background. It's be hard to focus, really. I mean, with the views that you're going to be seeing there, the stuff you see in paintings and pictures, and it really is
Am I the only
incredible.
one thinking about the food?
And the food,
Yeah.
food's good too.
I hear they have pizza over there.
I saw.
Yeah, and I didn't know Fazio was involved in the redesign.
Mhm.
No, I didn't know either.
Ooh,
So that
Makes
is
sense. That
Foz.
definitely looks like a Fazio golf course.
I saw something Trackman posted the other day that said you can play Marco Simone on Trackman now. So I'm hoping for
Ooh.
tomorrow night. That's where we're playing, because if 5-iron does not do that, they've missed the target.
Yeah, they missed the boat on
It'll
that
be
one.
next week
Probably.
because it's fresh in your mind.
No, I want to know what I shot now. I don't want to play PGA National again or something that we've played 87 times at 5-iron.
Trey, we didn't ask you this last week.
What's up?
When you take a break, how long of a break should you take
From what?
from playing golf? If you're like, I just
Like
need a break.
after a golf trip?
No, like I'm.
If you're not
I'm
grooving,
burnt.
like if you're screwed and you're not playing well, like a break
You're
can
burnt a little
sometimes
bit.
do well for you.
Minimum.
2 weeks.
How long? Minimum time you don't touch the clubs.
2 weeks.
7 to 10 days.
That's a little bit more respectable.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. Not touching the clubs at all, like no
I-
putting,
Like
no
I will
swings.
Yeah, like I'll say, after this weekend, I feel a little golfed out. Not a lot, but a little bit. I don't have any golf planned this weekend.
You're not
So-
doing Mitch's?
I'm still figuring if I want to pay for it or not. I mean, I won't be playing with either of you guys, and I don't know anyone else playing.
Well, Joe
I mean, I
can't
don't
go,
mind.
so it's me and Dan and Jeremy.
Oh shit! Well, let me sign up when we're done.
Get your shit together, Trey.
Good Lord,
Sorry.
man.
But
Trey just spent too
yeah, I
much
would
time
say,
with me this past weekend, so he's
Yeah.
happy I'm not there.
I'll say this. When it comes to that kind of thing, I think it's all just depends. Like me, I'm a fucking golf nut.
Exhausted.
So,
It's hard,
Quit for
man. It's
good.
hard. It's hard to not even pick up a club.
like
I went
I
4
think
days
about-
and I was jonesing this morning to get up and hit some balls.
Yeah, I would say for someone like myself, it's typically 7 days. Like I remember, if I'm going on a week-long golf trip, it might be 2 weeks. But I believe when we came back from Pinehurst, I probably played golf that next weekend anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just who I am. I play golf. What can I say?
Well, wait till you go
Yeah.
to Bannon next year. It's gonna be
That'll golf you out.
It will.
That
Well, I
will
think
golf you out.
I think I'll sign up for a calf massage the next week.
I feel like
Hey.
I can only play on the weekends, right? So like if I go on a golf trip,
Right.
like until like if we could, like when we're going to Bannon, we're gonna play like Wednesday morning probably. So I can skip that weekend that's coming up, and then I'll go to the next weekend. So it'll be like a 10-day
Right.
rotation
Yeah, I mean, especially our first day at Bandon's on Sunday or Monday.
Sunday.
So I imagine Friday or Saturday we're going to get at least 1, maybe 2 rounds in because I want to play bar run.
Yeah.
Which I know the 4 of you do too.
Which we did hear. I know Scott's listening, who has confirmed bar run is sick. We also got double confirmation this weekend. Like, oh, you're trying to play bar run? Dope, play it.
Yeah.
So
don't forget,
we got a double confirmation.
Hex said we gotta get Felipe.
Yeah.
As one of our caddies.
Yeah.
And then Barrels knows a couple guys too. Yeah, it's all. I would say there's guys that I know that if they did a week-long golf trip, they'd probably wouldn't play for like a month.
Yeah.
But for
But
me,
for us,
7 to 10 days.
I gotta play every 10
Yeah,
days. I'll fucking start shaking.
I don't know if I could go to. I went 12 weeks when I had my surgery without
hard,
playing,
man.
but I went 6 weeks without chipping or putting.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I mean, we were just on a golf trip this weekend, and Katie's out of town this weekend. I can't play, and I'm stressing out about it. And then she's out next weekend too, and I gotta figure something out.
time to call in the parents.
Working on
when
it.
I had knee surgery in 2011, I didn't play golf for 2 years.
Oh, hell no.
But a part of that, honestly, like part of that was I wasn't able to play probably 4 to 6 months after surgery because of rehab and all of that. And then a lot of that was just kind of gaining the confidence again to want to play. And of course, much like when I took my break after high school, because when I got my car at 16, I didn't play until like I was 20. I mean, I might have went to the range a few times, but 16 to 2021, like I didn't play. Just I had no friends that played, and now all those friends that didn't play are all playing golf now. However, that was just me being young and dumb. I wish I did play and didn't care about anything else like I do now. But yeah, it all varies. But I would say 7 to 10 days after some kind of golf trip is where it's at because, like I tell everybody, I just love hitting a golf ball. What can I say?
All right, couple pieces of business to handle. I want to give everybody an update on my knee because I know so many people are concerned. The knee feels absolutely fantastic. I have my second appointment at Las Vegas Pain Relief Center. I give them a shout out. 2779 West Horizon Ridge Parkway. John Petrick is the guy. 702-948-2520. That is not a paid advertisement. That is me telling anybody that is in any kind of pain that you cannot get figured out and the doctors are giving you the runaround. Go see this man.
I need to go for my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm going. I got a second appointment tomorrow. I have been sleeping great. I feel great. I'm no longer in agony as I walk around. So thank you to them for that. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Our putting contest, the King of the Green, is open for registration. We have one spot left. Thank you, everybody who has signed up for that. It's going to be November 2nd at Angel Park on the putting course. That's going to be a blast. And I'm going to be out at the media day on Thursday for Shriners. Any of you guys, did anybody want to go?
Is that next weekend?
No, that's this Thursday.
Tomorrow.
This Thursday?
Okay, this Thursday from 1 to 2, we'll be out there at the media center.
I definitely want to go.
Hey,
I just
Harry's going to be there, so we'll be able to chat with Mr. Hall about his raffle
Member for
that's
a
going
day.
on, or his auction. Member for a day. I can't wait to talk about that. And I think that's it on the business side of things. So we'll wrap this up with who thinks is going to win the cup. So Jeremy, we're going to start with you. Who you got?
USA.
USA. Dan.
I will be cheering for the U.S., but I think Europe's going to win.
Of course. Euro. That's ERO. Joseph.
I'm with Dan. Rooting for
Euro.
US. Europe wins.
Trey.
U.S. 14.5 to 13.5.
Puts a score in.
Ooh, USA with a score.
Shit.
Man, that's too much research. Scotty D, you're in for the putting contest. You're going to come to Vegas for the putting
I
contest?
hope he does. Let's go,
That would be
Scotty.
incredible.
Come on.
As much as I want the USA team to win, I am going to pick them to win. Haha. Sorry, Eric Greenlee. I know you don't think it's going to happen, but I
Suck it, Eric.
that was Trey. That wasn't me. I'm going to go with Team USA. It's been 30 years since they've won over there in Europe. And I think 30 more.
Is this the first Ryder Cup that has had like next to no involvement of Tiger Woods since
he became relevant?
Late 90s?
97.
97?
I think he's.
I'm
I
sure
think he's in the
I'm
lead.
sure he's in Zach's ear
yeah.
for sure, but
Oh,
there
yeah.
hasn't been any public Tiger Woods involvement, it seems like.
Well,
Well, I think he's trying to probably keep it that way too.
he's probably going to step into his teleporting machine and just pop up there and I spy and then pop back out before anybody knows he's gone.
Honestly, Tiger's probably going to drive his golf cart over to Michael's house, MJ's house. They're going to FaceTime them, give them a few words on on Wednesday night, call it a day. I mean, having Michael Jordan in that fucking locker room.
Oh, he's been there
He's
before
been there. He's
in the
been
ones
there.
on the American ones
Honorary
yeah.
in the
captain,
States.
co-captain.
MJ is probably like, I'm not flying to Italy for this. Sorry.
No, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to go take my 80-foot
He already
yacht.
has a house there, probably, so he's fine.
Yeah, right. Scotty's calling for a tie. And as much as I don't like the tie, I would be happy because we'd get to retain the cup, but I'd rather beat them.
No, we need winners. Winners.
Yes,
I
Scott.
want
No
winners.
participation trophies.
I want winners.
If and when the USA wins, it ain't going to be by much.
I hear that. When does it come on, Jeremy? We were talking about this beforehand. Is it 1 a.m. our time?
Yeah.
30 a.m. on
Right,
USA.
yeah, 1 in the
That's
morning.
That's like
Wednesday
the
night.
That's like the
Yeah,
biggest
Wednesday night.
disadvantage.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's tough.
Oh, Wednesday night. It should be Thursday night.
Well,
Thursday
Thursday
morning.
morning.
Wednesday night, our time. Well, Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, well, Thursday
Are they
morning at
playing-
1 a.m. Wednesday night.
Yeah.
1
in-
a.m.
in
Middle
the-
of the night.
Oh, are they playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Oh, it's
Is it
Friday,
only
Saturday,
Thursday?
Sunday.
Oh.
So it's right. Oh,
Friday,
it's,
Saturday,
it's just
Sunday.
3 days. Sorry, I'm thinking
Yeah,
normal
so
PJs. It's Thursday.
Friday morning, Thursday night.
Yeah. All right. Good call. Thank you.
The only disadvantage to living on the West Coast
Scott.
when it comes to
I know.
watching
Look at him.
Europe,
Got to,
Winners
watching
are all
golf
on-
tournaments in Europe.
got to
This guy
fan
says-
and live, huh?
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
trying to get a
Winners
caddy
are-
job out there, I think.
Scotty D just said all the winners are on the live tour.
Well, we know where Scott's heart lands.
Right? Good Lord, man. All right, Joe, let's wrap it up, kill this thing, and let everybody get on their merry ways.
Yeah, I want to give a bunch of shout outs to everybody I didn't mention that I met this past weekend. I know some of you are going to be tuning in, and we appreciate it. Obviously, Drew, that's Trey's homie. August covers, right?
Augusta covers.
Augusta covers.
August covers. August covers.
I know there's so many people that I'm going to forget, but shout out everyone that tuned in. Jameson from Blind Squirrel Golf. Go check out Blind Squirrel Golf. He reps Sean Kingston. He loves beautiful girls. I know he listened to last week's episode, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed that concert. I can't wait to see all you guys again. Tell your friends we appreciate the support, and have a great Ryder Cup, y'all. It's gonna be a good one. We got a sleeper team in Europe, and I think we're going down this year, but I hope not. And until next week, man, we're here every single week. We record live on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Pacific.
I forgot one thing, Joe.
Oh, I killed my outro.
I know,
Go.
but this is important. This is a pump the brakes. So I got in a little trouble from a private country club in the southwest part of the valley. Got a little slap on the wrist, and I have not been able to promote our raffle the way I wanted to. It doesn't mean that it's not still happening. It is still happening. All you have to do is send us a message on Instagram, and I will tell you how you can get in the raffle, or go back and listen to last week's episode. And you can find out all the details there. But I think we have 20, maybe 18 to 20 people signed up for it so far. So if you get in it, the odds are good. You can join Jeremy, Joe, and myself out at So High in December. It's going to be an amazing day, and you can be a part of it to enter. So,
Yeah.
all right, Joe.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. You heard that. We're not supposed to say the number. Are we not supposed to? No. Okay. Maybe I didn't say that.
I'll edit that,
I
Joe.
didn't say that. Hit us up if you want to play So High for with us. So since Matt gave me some time, I'm gonna just shout out some names: Barrels,
Okay.
Doug, the Colonel of the Cove, Jeremy, Keniston, Jacob, Mitch, Tyler Woods, Brent, Logan, Gaz, Golf Tools, great photographer. Go check him out. Jensen, Hex.
I have to send Cam an invoice
Mike.
for all this
Yeah,
advertising.
no invoices needed. These guys are great.
Get a
They love golf, man. But yeah, tell all your friends. We're here every single week. We're talking golf and we're talking shit to each other, and we appreciate you listening. And we'll see you next week. Till then, friends, later.
Later.